The South Florida Times is speaking with Alan B. Jackson, the new senior pastor at the Living Word Community Church located in Lauderhill, Florida. Pastor Jackson, tell us, what was your path to becoming the senior pastor here at the church?
Well, after pastoring a smaller church about 4.5, 5 years ago, I was approached by a mutual friend and a mutual pastor colleague in reference to connecting ministries. We had very similar visions and very similar goals. So that started a series of meetings of what partnering in ministry would look like between both ministries, which was ARC Ministries Christian Church at that time and Living Word Community Church. And after a series of meetings of looking at what ministry would consist of and what the partnership would consist of, we decided to merge both ministries.
And tell us about some of the programs you have here at the church currently.
Currently, we operate a daycare facility that houses about 147, 150 something children every day, Monday through Friday, for daycare. We also have a state-of-the-art gymnasium, which we use for after-school programs and also some of our community events. We have community basketball leagues, and we're also in the process of establishing other outreach ministries so that we can be a blessing to the community.
And I notice you have a rather expansive facility here. You have a daycare?
Yes, we have a daycare.
And tell us about your after-school program.
The after-school program is designed to, expose our children to things that they would normally not be exposed to. We have music lessons for them. We have dance. We also have creative writing so that we can help them become more expressive in their communication skills. We're in the process of trying to add another concept to our after-school program, which will be dealing with arts in terms of painting and other different kinds of art.
And tell us about your style of preaching. What style or type of preacher would you say you are?
Well, my desire in my heart is to make the Bible applicable to a person's everyday life, so that when you walk out of here on Sunday or Wednesday and you've heard a message, you have some principles to put in place to address whatever the situation you're dealing with. I believe that the Bible is living. It's the living Word of God. And so it doesn't consist of a bunch of dead people who no longer exist and we just read about them as stories. But my style of preaching is to make the Bible applicable and to share practical principles so that people can really live this word that I preach.
Okay. I notice you also have a gymnasium in the church. What type of programs do you have in the gymnasium?
Well, right now we're currently using it for our after-school program. We're also using it for a church basketball league. We were in the negotiations with the city of Lauderhill to have a boxing program, but due to the budget cuts in the city, we were unable to kick that program off. We have future programming coming up where we're going to open the gym up to the community to do a lot of night programming where we can get kids off the streets during certain times or certain hours of the night, so that we can deal with crime prevention and dropout prevention. So these are some of the things that we're preparing to do.
Okay. And you were telling me about your food pantry and the assistance that you provide in that area. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that. Who is eligible to receive the assistance, and what do they get if they came to the church on a Saturday? What would they find?
In terms of eligibility for our food pantry, there are certain criteria put in place by the company where we get the food from, Gateway, which deals with income restrictions, and so that would be the only requirement. The food pantry is open to the entire community. It doesn't matter what city you live in. It doesn't matter what county you live in. Also, when a person partakes in our food pantry, they receive enough food for a week. And that includes dry, perishable foods, that includes canned goods, and it also includes a certain amount of powdered, whether it's mashed potatoes, whatever it is, perishable items as well.
If I was a new resident to the Lauderhill, Florida area, what should I know about Living Word that would attract me to the church to become a member?
I think the most important thing, well, there's several things that are very, very important that we have here at this church. Number one, I think the most important thing is love. Everyone is welcome, regardless of your social status, regardless of your economic status, regardless of your color, regardless of your ethnicity or your age. We create and we make sure that people experience the love of God when they come here. Number two, I think it's important for a person to know that we are very concerned with you and your entire life, the whole person, the whole man, socially, mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. And so it's important for someone to know that Living Word Community Church is concerned about your whole life and not just preaching to you on Sunday.
Okay, and you became the senior pastor here on what date, and what is the date of your formal installation?
I've basically been functioning as the senior pastor of the church for the last 8 months through this transition and this process of me officially becoming the senior pastor. My official installation date is the first Sunday in June, June 7th at 11 o'clock here at our sanctuary. We've invited local, state, and national politicians. We've invited a lot of community activists. We've opened and extended the invitation to any and all who would come and celebrate and be a part of that special occasion, that official installation of me being the senior pastor of the church.
And going from a small storefront church to this large church with a large membership, what has that experience been like?
It's been very, very interesting because, I think for me, when we were in a smaller church, particularly in a storefront church where the responsibility was basically preaching and teaching, the difference is now I am also fulfilling the role of a CEO, administrator. We have a staff, we have church operations, and so there has been other tasks placed on my shoulders as a result of such a large facility. We have facility responsibilities, but I look at it all as a part of the whole concept of ministry.
And how would anyone interested in visiting Living Word get in touch with the church?
Oh, we would love for them to go on our website at mylwcc.com. That's M as in Mary, Y as in yes, L as in Larry, WCC.com. They can visit our website, or they can visit us any Sunday at 11 o'clock. Our services start sharply at 11 o'clock every Sunday. And we also have an interactive Bible study on Wednesday nights at 7:30, where I teach for about 15-20 minutes. And then we have an interactive question and answers period so that people can get a deeper understanding of what the teaching was about.
Okay, thank you. Alan B. Jackson, the new senior pastor at Living Word Community Church in Lauderhill. For the South Florida Times, I'm Elgin Jones.